So you guys are gonna have something special today. So my client Ramin, who was with me for about 3 months, literally made one of the craziest transformations, at least he's probably seen it himself, and also that I've seen visibly, right? Crazy, crazy transformation. Body recomposition, everything. I'm basically going to show you guys the interview I had with him, the client interview. He was a part of my fitness and mindset mentorship that I usually do. And I'm obviously re-ramping that up now. So if you're interested, link will be in the description if you want to apply to see if it makes sense to work with me to maybe get similar results or even better results as well. But Ramin was incredible, like absolutely amazing client, did everything he needed to do, really pushed himself and has just completely changed his physique, like complete body recomposition. His weight didn't like go down or didn't skyrocket up. It literally was a body recomposition. So he's definitely skinny fat at first, but man, like I'm gonna basically take it straight into the actual interview so you guys can see it. And I'm excited, man. Again, if you're interested, link will be in the description if you want to apply and work with me. So let's get into it. What we're gonna do, a lot of this is gonna talk about your overall experience before the program, during the program, like all the inner outer battles that you were facing within the program as well. The transformation in terms of like the results that you felt, whether it be physical, whether it be mental, whether it be anything along those lines. And then the legacy, right after the program, what are some lessons you can take away from it? How do you plan to carry this new identity that you put together for yourself physically into another chapter of your life? So we can get into it that way. So let's start with the first question, which is, what was your life like before joining this program?
Man, great question. My life like before joining this program, um, just keep things sweet, short and simple. After COVID, man, I gained some weight. I got really out of shape.
Mhm.
Just you know, just really out of shape and not as energetic and not as positive as I feel like I should be.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I gotta get myself back together. And seeing a content creator like yourself and somebody inspirational who was putting out the good word, as in like, getting mentally and physically jacked is the way to go. And I was just like, you know what, let me get into something like this and make sure my year 2025 will be great. So
Yes.
definitely.
Amazing. Amazing. And so what were you struggling the most, you feel like, in your life? Like, was it physical, mental, anything like around that?
Definitely, the saying, like, look good, feel good, you get paid good, you play good. So, um, not, I guess, being physically, like, as a man, you look yourself in the mirror. If it's not the man that you see
Mhm.
and that you want to become, then, you got to get to work. And I felt like I had to get to work. And I'm still getting to work. So, just constantly trying to improve and better myself every day.
Good. Good, 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 good. And so how do you feel like those struggles showed up in your day-to-day life? Like, what did that look like for you?
What did the struggles look like for me?
Yeah.
Um, so
Right.
so when I recently got into sales and things, and um, you know, me not being in the best shape possible, certain instances I probably will feel a little insecure or not as confident in myself.
Hmm.
And what I'm saying, what I'm pitching, what I'm selling, whatever. Probably not to the best of my full ability because I wasn't in the best of shape at the time. And I was like, that's something I can improve on and, be more confident in myself, especially when I speak around one person to a lot of people. So just being physically and mentally right with yourself just makes things very easy.
Love it. Good, 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 good. And so for you, what made you finally say, okay, I need to make this change now? Because obviously you might have felt that feeling for a while, right? Trying to build your confidence, trying to, get your overall aura and everything. Like, what made you finally say, all right, I need to make this change?
Like I mentioned before, look at myself in the mirror every day. Just been like, talking with myself, like, okay, this is something I have to do. And watching your videos too, in particular, this is something I had to do to start off my journey on becoming the person I want to be that hero that I want to be. And I just was like, I got to make that change, man. I got to go out my comfort zone. I got to get back into just doing it, to just
Yeah.
taking that action, taking that step forward. So I was just like, I gotta make it happen.
Love it. Good. And so, like for you, I'm curious, like what were some of your first impressions when you joined the program? Like what did you see at first, or what was your perspective at first?
That's a good question. That's a good question. What was I thinking? I didn't know how things would go. I ready to do some crazy workouts.
Yeah.
I wasn't really thinking about, you know, the meal plan, the meal prepping,
Hmm.
being a caloric deficit. I didn't expect, like, to be held accountable and have, one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
It's been a great time, and it's been very productive, and it's been very helpful for the 3 months, and past this 3 months. I definitely will take a lot of lessons and a lot of things that you taught me, and it's been great, man. I can't thank you enough, and thank the program. The program is really great, and I recommend anybody.
Perfect. Wow. Wow. And so those were your first impressions, but then let's talk about some fears and some doubts that you had going in, like, and how were those things addressed?
Definitely, I had some fears of staying on track with things. I had some fears of I I always been pause. Always been
Yeah.
a good, like, I definitely ate over portion. That's the word. I definitely ate way over portion growing up, as an adult, teenager, adult, and I thought that would be a huge struggle for me, especially
Mhm.
with the meal plans. But from you getting to know me, and we creating, what I would like to be in the future, and after this program is done, um, you helped me create some great plans, and it just worked out perfectly. I'm like, I didn't. You made certain foods be like, wow, I didn't know this would be good like this. I didn't know I would want to have this every week and every day. So um, it's been great, man. So yeah,
Man,
that's all I can say.
wow, 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 wow. That's good. That's one of the things. It's like, man, I keep it very simple. Like I always want you to not feel like, because it's easy to think like, man, eating healthy is gonna be boring. Like I'm not gonna like the food. And yes, there's certain aspects where, like, depending on how far you want to cut down, there are some times where you have to sacrifice some of that. But for the most part, no. Like, I want to make sure that you're also seeing a new perspective and changing the way you look and see food and perceive food, right?
Hmm.
What we did. So for you, like, and I think this is going to be an interesting question because I already know the answer to it, but I want people to know this too. What made you? Oh, not, let me not go there. What was kind of like the moment that you realized that this program was different? And I already know what it is because you had texted me, or I think it was like Instagram, or you texted me. You were like, "Bro, these workouts are crazy." But what was that moment for you that you realized that it was different?
Man, just seeing the results, and probably within a week or so, you know what I mean? Just seeing the results right away, man, right away. Going through the workouts, and being in contact with you just throughout everything. It's like I said, I'm no kidding. The results were immediate, and after completing a good workout that you had created, it just makes you feel good. It just makes you feel good, and just give you that burst of energy and motivation throughout the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, 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 yes. And then the obstacles, because I think this is going to be important because obviously you face some obstacles. And I always say this in the beginning where it's like we have a North Star, we put a North Star there in terms of what we want to get to. But obviously life does things, life has hurdles, life has things. And so we
Correct.
have to be able to overcome those hurdles with the strategies that we put in place, right? So for you, what was the hardest part of the program?
The hardest part, I would say my eating habits. Sometimes I'll be more hungrier
Hmm.
than other days, and sometimes I would, be like, all right, let me see if I can add more protein or carbs or, things like that. I if I was, cutting short on a workout, I'll try to resume that the rest of the workouts later in the day, but I always try to do my workouts early in the morning, get it nice and over with, and start the day off fresh and confident with that.
Mhm.
But mainly eat my eating habits, mainly my eating habits. Um, but other than that, I just really wanted to see the change in my body.
Yeah, yeah. And so were there any moments where you felt like you wanted to just give up? And you could be honest, like, and also what kept you going from those moments when you were like, man, like I don't think this is for me right now. Like I don't want to do this anymore.
I did have moments where I want to give up, where I was going through some workouts. I'm like, ooh, this is this is a good workout. He's pushing the limits right here. But because I did sports coming up, so when certain physical coaches and stuff will put us through the trial, I kind of went through that zone to where like to figure out like once you finish that workout, it's gonna feel so good after. So when you was putting me through some good workouts, man, I was just thinking, I'm like, just think about like how you're gonna feel when you're done. Just think, but you definitely put me to the test with a lot of those workouts, man. So I appreciate that first and
Yeah,
foremost. So
of course. And we made it work because you didn't really even have like a full on gym. Like it was really an apartment gym, right?
yeah,
So
exactly. They're wonders. They're wonders.
yeah. And so what were some internal shifts that happened to you for you to actually push through? Like deeper than just like, okay, I need to push through, but like what did you feel like you had to change internally to push through compared to how you probably maybe have pushed through before in
That's
other
yeah,
scenarios?
that's a great question. Internally, I I had to be more disciplined with myself. I had to be more conscious of how I approach things. I had to um with everything, with eating, with sleeping right. Just a whole lot of different changes, like just being more responsible with things. Just like I said, eating and sleeping, that's the main thing because you want to have the energy to be able to do this stuff. And also the big part of your body changing is eating correctly and making sure you're not overeating or under eating and just being on top of things. So I just mentally had to really straighten my mindset and be very self-disciplined.
Good, good. Wow. And so we can even talk about the transformation because that was one of the best transformations I've seen. Like
Thank
in
you.
terms of like I didn't expect it, but I expected it, but not at that level. Like you came out like chiseled. Like I looked, I was like, bro, this is crazy. Like
Thank you.
for you, like what tangible results did you receive during the program? Like, and you can talk about it, like physique, mindset, relationships, everything. Like what did you feel like you tangibly got from it?
All the above, man. All the above and more. Like I get I gained a lot of knowledge from you. I gained a lot of advice from you. Man, like definitely feel great in my within my body, my mind. Obviously, when you're going through work, good workouts, tough workouts, being disciplined and stuff like that, it just does something to your mind. It just strains you up as a person and just makes life a little easier than what it is. So, going through this workout, in the beginning I was like tired. I was just like, oh, I gotta do this. And then it slowly became, I get to do this. Like I'm starting off my day right, and then going into the day just ready to fight the world. Go against the world, go against all odds. So, it definitely just made me a more stronger person and a more just ready to go person, I guess you would say. But yeah, definitely just the camaraderie of the program, how you get to see everybody in the chat, get to speak with you every day, get to see the results,
Mhm.
being held accountable.
Mhm.
Um, just great, man. Just great overall, man. And I'm very appreciative of it.
Good. Wow. And so how do you see yourself differently now compared to when you first started?
Oh, I'm definitely more proud of myself.
Mhm.
I it's never I'm never a finished product. You always want to continue to grow and um get to your, I guess, your ideal physique. But I'm just like, wow, like I overcame a lot throughout this 3 month period. Definitely, like I said, just proud of myself, man. Just going, working hard and seeing a lot of changes in my body, and just like, man, I can take it even farther. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so socially, because I always like to talk about the social benefits. I think a lot of people when they finally hear about it, they're like, okay, this makes sense for why I should do this, right? So how did people around you respond to your transformation, if at all? And you
oh,
could be honest.
definitely. Kind of when we started too, it was still kind of wintertime.
Mhm.
Um, Still cold, so not a lot of people really see my physique other than my girlfriend. But once it started getting warmer, I'm around family sometimes. They were like,
Mhm.
"Hey, you looking good, man. You looking good. Your arms getting bigger and stuff." I'm just like, appreciate it. And like I said, I'm in the sales industry, and when I would go to people homes or talk in front of people, people would comment like certain women would say like, "Oh, you have a very beautiful face. It's very chiseled, very nice," and things like that. So definitely made me feel good, but also I was more confident in just speaking in front of people and having more confidence in myself because I know I look good in a certain way. So you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Wow. That's amazing. I mean, that's expected. Like, I think a lot of people, they focus so much on like, oh, I need to look max or I need to do all these things. And it's like, if you change your physique, you will automatically get that. You know what I mean? It kind of
Exactly.
across the board and you'll feel better. You'll have more energy. So that's good. And so let's talk about the legacy, right? So what lasting lessons do you feel like you'll take from this experience?
Man, definitely eating clean, like you've been doing with us, preaching with us. Um, Definitely making time to work out. Definitely make time to work out every, like, not, if not every day, every other day, and find your routine and things. You gave us some great meal plans. You gave us some great supplements and vitamin ideas to our liking. Um, just really the meal planning and the workouts, man. I definitely will continue to do that. And if I ever have any questions, I know I can reach out to you for
Yeah.
anything. So definitely.
Nice, nice. And so, how do you plan on carrying like this new identity physically and mentally that you've created for yourself throughout this program into the next chapter of your life?
Can you repeat that again? You cut out for me.
So, like, how would you plan to carry this new identity that you've created for yourself physically, mentally, all of that, like into the next chapter of your life?
Definitely. I plan to continue to be consistent with it. Continue to be consistent with it. Continue to build off this foundation. Um, and just to continue to work hard every day and improve within it. Like I know this was just chapter one of it. This is just setting me off and to go farther with it. So I plan to continue to eat clean, to be disciplined within myself, to not indulge into certain things, and to not um do what the rest of the crowd is doing. When everybody's going left, I gotta look to go right. I have to look to be disciplined. I gotta look to, hey, I'm instead of going out to that party, let's go work out. Hey, look, instead of eating that cake or eating at that bar, like you got food at home. You ain't gotta be social with everybody. Like stay home, be disciplined, and it's gonna pay off in the long run. And you're gonna see it within your physique, and over time, is everybody's gonna look a certain way, and you're gonna stay looking at being in shape and looking a certain way, and everybody's gonna ask you, how'd you do it or what you do, while you were just patiently, sculpting yourself throughout the
Mhm.
time. So that's what I look to do, and that's what I plan to do, and gotta keep that within and keep writing it down always. So and just being
Yeah.
humble with it.
Love it, man. Love it. Love it. And for anybody who's probably going to watch this, right? Like, what advice would you give someone who's on the fence about joining, not even just a program like this, any fitness program? Because I know a lot of people have hesitations. A lot of people are doubting it. Like, what advice would you give them?
That's the biggest thing, man. That is the biggest thing right there. Is just the decision making. Every every weighted decision is a wasted talent, wasted anything, man. Like you have to take action. If you feel like that's something you have to do, just do it. Like don't hesitate, don't wait, don't procrastinate, because that 1 second, that 1 minute will turn into a lifetime.
Mhm.
And you will probably never make that decision if you don't just make that decision and just do it right away.
Yeah.
Obviously I was a little, I guess you would say, nervous, and I just felt like I don't know, but I was like, what do I want for myself at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Do I want to, be better as a person? Do I want to live a meaningful life? And I just had to think about that, and I'm like, it's an easy answer, do it, just take the action and go for it, no matter what. And you can say you've done it at the end of the day if it doesn't work out.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Anybody who's listening to this will probably be like, damn, that's probably me. I need to this out. But okay, so if you had to sum up your experience, give me one sentence, like one powerful sentence to sum up your whole experience. What would that be?
Hard work, dedication will always pay off.
Good. Good. That's a good one. That's something that I think a lot of people don't think about. They want results, but they're not going to be willing to put in the work. So that's a very, very powerful sentence. It's like you have to do the inputs that'll get you the output, or else you're just looking at outputs and you don't know how to do it and you get frustrated. So that's good.
Right.
And so what were you saying?
I was just gonna the piggyback off that, like you said, like it's the North Star. Like it's gonna take time. It's not gonna happen overnight. Even though I said I seen results within a week, but it's still gonna take time. Especially if you want to, get to that amazing physique and goal of yours. So definitely,
Yes. And what would you call this chapter of your life? Like a name.
that's a good question. That's a good question. I didn't really think of that. Just uh, that's a good question. I would say the word is like on the tip of my tongue. It's just I would say I wouldn't say it's a word, but just um reprogramming myself.
I like
Re-
it.
Reprogramming myself.
The reprogramming. I like it. That's good.
Reprogramming. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for hopping on and going through the program and doing everything. Again, I'm super proud of you, man. Like you've done so much, and I know there's a lot that probably went on behind the scenes that I might not have known that you've had to go through as well. So I commend you for going through with it, changing your physique, and obviously this is one step for you to be able to get closer to your dream life, right? This is just the foundation. So again, Ramin, thank you for going through with it and committing. And yeah, I hope that you can take everything that you learn and just keep excelling. And now you have the foundational knowledge to, if you ever fall off of track, you know exactly what to do to get back on. And obviously, it's a lifetime brotherhood with me. Like you can hit me up at any time, right? Like if I'm posting stuff, you're like, bro, what book is that? I'm here. Just let me know. Or like,
Definitely.
hey, what do you think about this food that I'm about to eat? Always hit me up, bro. So
Definitely. Thank you, man. Thank you. You've been excellent. You've been great. You've been more than what I expected, man. And
thank you.
I couldn't ask for a better coach, man. Seriously, genuinely, like you've been great. Any questions I had, you always answered in a timely fashion. I know you're a busy guy, so and you made time for. I know you make time for your other guys, but you definitely made time for me, and you definitely helped me out with a lot, man. So thank you for that, and I definitely will take this and constantly look at what I can improve on for myself and grow in the future. So thank you, man. Thank you a lot.
You're welcome. You are so welcome. All right, we're gonna do this. All right, fellas. So that was my experience. That was my interview that I had with my previous client, Ramin, who honestly, genuinely was one of the best disciplined people that will actually develop the discipline, right? And to be honest, like I get so excited when I see people transform their bodies. Like I've had people who are overweight transform, start to get a six pack, start to look different, start to feel different, start to attract women, start to attract more opportunities, get more confident in their careers, their businesses. That is literally the transformation that lights me up. And it's been so interesting to have that and measure that to other achievements. And that has to be the biggest achievement, is actually transforming someone's life from a discipline perspective, and also just from an overall self-image, and literally helping them catapult their life. Like Armin's now looking at starting internet business now, starting an online business, and like he was in a sales role before, right? So this confidence that he has in himself has skyrocketed. And so that's what I like about this. All of my knowledge that I have, it's very, very nuanced. It's not necessarily like what you've probably typically seen. I do a lot of different approaches. As you guys know, I do fruit until noon. I do a lot of different protocols that a lot of people don't necessarily do. A lot of fitness coaches don't usually do. Again, I'm a mentor, right? I'm not even necessarily a fitness coach, but more so like a mentor, like a fitness and mindset mentor for anybody who wants to shift their mindset, wants to establish a discipline so that they can dominate all areas of their life through building their body, right? So if that's you, if you're interested, link will be in the description. Again, I appreciate you guys for watching. I know I haven't done a client testimony in a while. This was the first interview I've done for this batch of the cohort that I had. I'm going to be having more of those as well. But if you want to be a part of the next cohort, of the next group of guys that are transforming their physiques, transforming their life, and learning so much from the process, link will be in the description again. Just apply. We'll hop on a call, and hopefully this qualifies you to make sure that we can work together. Again, I only want to work with serious people. I don't want to just get on a call and just talk, or like, this isn't like, hey, I'm just going to jump on a call and talk. And no. This is like, if you really want to make a change in your life, if you've seen the way that other people's lives have changed, when their physiques have changed, when their mindset has changed, when their discipline has been dialed in. I'm telling you, I have the most discipline now that I've had in months. And I've already seen the difference. I've already seen the difference in my self-image. I've already seen the difference in my identity. I've seen a massive difference. So if that's something that you want, again, link will be in the description. I appreciate you. I'll catch you on the next video.